All right, folks. Due day. We're gonna play some randoms things. Got the tractor running. I gotta move some stuff outside, but anyways, the big plan is to chooch along on this thing. Not exactly sure my goal for today, but I'm thinking what I really would like to do is get the motor in. So that means I just want to pressure wash the motor, just so, you know, I gotta do some gaskets and stuff. I just want it cleaner. It's ugly. I have no intention to paint the frame or do any of that stuff or do anything with the cab. It's just, I don't know. It's just a budget build, and I just want it to look rough. I don't know. I don't want to spend tons and tons of time on it. Let's put it that way, and turn it into a really big project. Anywho, big thing is I want to weld the mounts in. I'm pretty sure we're gonna make a couple quick little gussets, because being the 2.8, it's probably fine, but I want a little bit of more extra beef onto those things, so we're gonna weld those in. I want to get these things welded in. These things don't matter right now, because we'll get the cab on, we'll square the cab up, and then we'll get that buzzed on. But we need to get all of this stuff off. So, and then we got to jump into here. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, if this makes sense. I don't think it does, but I'll take the hanger bearing off anyways, and then we can just separate this, and we'll see what things look like here, or if I possibly have a drive shaft the right length. Yeah, I think that's enough for right now. Where we go from there, I'm not sure. So that's the game plan for right now. And well, I'm gonna shuffle some things around outside, and then we're gonna get started. Man, does this thing hit? Holy, it hammers like every set screw in and out. I usually just have cheap, whatever you want to call it, air hammers or whatever that thing is there. But golly, does that thing like work? I was grinding, doing whatever, but then I figured I'll try the air hammer and see what it does. And you know, this side's a little rough. The other side, really got it figured out. I would just score the weld, and then you'd use that sucker, and it just, yeah, there's something to be said about a good air hammer, I'll tell you that. So that one we got most. I didn't get all of it, but it's like, this is where I need the bar to go, so I'm not too concerned. We tried to clean these up as good as I can. I started, well actually, here I nicked my brake line, so now I have incentive to actually fix this. The fuel lines are actually, I just came to the front and just hooked up a clamp on it just for the hay of it to see what would happen, and I'm able to pull all the lines through, so I won't have any goofiness over there. I'm gonna wait till I finish welding up a few things, but I'll probably do it before, whatever. I'm gonna pull that, basically you can grab them and you kind of, well you can't see, but kind of a hard tug, but you give it a pull and then all the lines are kind of going back into place. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll trim these all up, and then we can kind of redo our lines. Just popped the hose off and spilt a bit of fuel, so I'm kind of waiting before I start doing some welding again. So anyways, I just wanted to say how pumped I was about that air hammer. That's like pretty awesome. This one wasn't very expensive. I think I got it on Amazon. You can get these for hundreds and hundreds of dollars, but I think this one was like 60 bucks or something. And it's phenomenal over, you know, the old Princess Auto Jobs or whatever. Like these things are, they don't work very good in comparison to that one, I'll tell you that much. Which I think this one was starting to die, so this one's gonna get retired. And this one has the nice little doodad where you can do the quick connect as well. I like it. All right, I'm gonna let that all dry up, and then well, we'll start welding everything together. right. I don't know where I was here, but our motor mounts are in, made those little tangs. We did the transmission mount. I was going to cut this off and do something, but I think it just worked out very convenient just doing it this way. You can still get in there to put the nut and everything on, which is here somewhere. I know that much. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyways, I really want to get this motor clean, but I don't know. I think I'm going to go hate myself, and I think I'm just going to pick it up with the forklift here. I'm just going to stick it out the door with the heater, like the diesel heater, and we're just going to go give her. Which is going to make a big chunk of ice in front of the door, but I don't think I can. I got too much stuff elsewhere, so we're going to have to do it out the main door. Just want to hang it off the forklift, just hose it, see how good I can get it, and it's just going to be what it is. It's got to be better than it is. And then we can work on it. I got to do some stuff on the motor, but, well, it's just a hot mess right now, and it just would be nice to make it a little bit cleaner. So we got some vacuum lines and stuff like that. I might just like tee some lines into themselves, just so I don't load this carburetor all up with water and stuff. And yeah, whatever. It's kind of pretty straightforward. Basically what I want to do is just get it in, and then it's permanently in. Like I say, I got these lines pulled back, probably about as far as they go. They're not too bad. I can kind of tug, but I got to just actually snap those lines down. So before we drop it in, I have to do this. But I think tonight all I'm going to do is just wash this, let it dry off, and then we can kind of smash it in tomorrow. Get the cab on, because those mounts line up with those. And then we can figure out the back brace, get that in place, zap it, drill 2 holes into the cab for it, bolt the front down, and then this thing would be bolted in and done. What else here? We have that little rust patch to do. We got a few to do here. Some I don't care about, but I think these ones go into the cab, so I might have to maybe just scab a patch over top of it, because I'm pretty sure that goes into the cab area, and a fella won't be able to get that inspected with that. Yeah, I can see that. So yeah, we're gonna weld that other bit. But first things first, I'm just gonna wash this thing and pretty much have an early day and call her. I do really got to get some work on this thing, but I might look at that later. I don't know. I don't know. Well, that went way better than I thought. The wash, not perfect. I actually took it out one more time and washed it. It was actually doing a favor in the front. Like it was melting the snow. It's gonna be miserable, but there's less snow up front. Anyways, it's presentable. It won't be so bad now to at least, you know, take a bunch of junk off, get the valve covers, stuff like that. But at least, you know, it's not as gross as it was. So I know the valve covers, we need to do gaskets. It'll need a better wash, but at least it's, you can work on it now and see where the leaks are coming. Anyways, a neat fun fact thing that I just found out was, I didn't know this thing still had the original gas pedal, and then I kind of just Jimmy rigged it on there, and it's gonna actually work perfect on this thing. Like, how awesome is that? I'm gonna put all the swinging pedals in here, like, you know, clutch, brake, all that jazz. But how cool is that this thing actually will work? I like it. That's pretty awesome. So I don't think a lot of stuff will be very hard on here. Everything's just gonna work for the most part. I think, well, I still have the cab. I wanted to just blindly grab, I don't know if I cut it out. No, I didn't. I was gonna cut it out so I can just be very blind at stabbing the holes, like even welding in that section of the firewall from the S10. That way I can just plop, you know, wherever the master cylinder's got to go. I'll know exactly where the clutch has got to go, and they'll all just work and line up. Be super ideal. Anyways, I got to get some belts for this thing because, well, the power steering belt is actually going to be okay, but this alternator one, because I got rid of that pollution pump, this one needs to be a shorter little mini serpentine thing. And then whatever, got to go through, pick what I'm going to keep and not keep with the wiring and stuff like that. Anyways, I know I was going to weld that patch in the back, but I'll do it. I'll pull the box off, and we'll have to pull the box. Oh, mind you, I'm probably still good at it here. Not very good. But when the box is off, I'll be able to weld that little patch into there. A lot of this is kind of rotten, so essentially I was just going to cut it off when we do some kind of a running board thing. The back of the cab is not right yet, but that mount isn't where it's supposed to be. So I've got to back it up, and then we'll kind of get this thing leveled off, and then I can drill and weld those other mounts. Everything's kind of sitting, well, everything is sitting hard on the steel frame right now. Like, there's no rubber isolators anywhere, which is fine. We'll set it all up just right on the steel, and then we can kind of lift the cab and make some rubber isolator bushings and stuff. So hopefully we'll be able to, well, the plan now anyways, we got this here. I want to get the cab actually bolted down for the last time, and it's not going to come off. But that is tomorrow's plan. I'm happy though that the motor mounts and the transmission mount, everything worked well. Oh, yes, on the inside. Well, I don't know if you can see, but there is absolutely no way we're going to have to find a different drive shaft, because the way this is set up right now, if we use this hanger bearing, it's going to be the yoke right into the hanger bearing. So the drive shaft's got to be, I don't know, like 1.5 feet or so longer. So no big deal. I'm sure I have one like that long. I should. Okay, I'm done for tonight. So we'll be back at it tomorrow. Well, last night we got the grill all welded up. I semi-straightened it. It's still a little banged up over here, but I'm kind of okay with that. That's not that big of a deal. Truck's not perfect. Just gonna try to straighten it out a little bit more, but I got the cross member is in, welded in, drilled the holes. I'm not sure how strong it is back there. I mean, it should be fine, but we have this original mount right here. So I think I'm just gonna cut something quick on the table, and I thought I saw in the truck the actual rubber mount. So I might just make a plate into here, because this is like where it technically is supposed to be supported. So I'm kind of gonna just put that one in just as a third mount, I guess. Not that big of a deal, but we'll have that and everything in the front. Other than we just gotta put some rubber isolators, we have all the mounts up in the cab side of things. So I want to do that back mount really quick, and then we're gonna start addressing this little issue. But I think the patch was made for it, so it should be pretty awesome. We'll just kind of weld it in and call her done. I'm pretty happy where we're getting here. Cab square, getting there. I don't know if this thing cares that it's dirty. But we'll give it a clean up just because. I think this edge is actually okay on here. Okie dokie.
Gonna get this all even. I think we're gonna need a hammer for some of that. Well, I guess we just go to town. I'm pretty happy with that. I'm pretty happy with that.
Well, I felt we did pretty good there. What did I all get done? Well, a little bit of everything. We got the
Exhaust is actually cut and welded up. Well, the exhaust is done.
drive shaft. I happen to have one in the shed. I guess a 54 is a kind of a common number, but I have a second win. I didn't have to actually cut another drive shaft, so win. The other part of the win there is I don't have to, I was worried I was going to have to cut out that middle cross member.
There's one where the hanger bearing was sitting on, but we got tons of clearance. Even, well, I don't know about full droop, but there's no way that's going to touch, so that's good. Made that mount. It's in. It's not bolted. There's no rubber anything in anywhere, but the holes are all drilled. We'll have to lift and get some mud flap or something, like something to isolate these. Get that all done. I got to get a belt here yet. I haven't done any of that stuff. Like I said before, pretty pumped that the original gas pedal works and stuff. This thing looks a little better. I mean, it's still pretty banged up, but you know what? The whole truck is banged up, so it just goes with the theme. The patch worked really well on the other side. So that was kind of more or less a butt weld, but like a really nice tight butt weld. But that's all good. I'm happy with the way it turned out. A couple little pinholes, but it's kind of under a hood and under a fender, so I don't know. Not too worried because the fender kind of comes up here. We have to figure a way to brace that yet, but I do want to kind of chop off the excess that's no good down here because, well, I don't know. I feel I'm going to do a running board or we'll fix it. I don't know. Like, it's not too hard to make a slinky patch to go around there, but
I'll kind of see how the running board situation and things go. Maybe I won't put one on. I don't know. I think this truck needs a full, some kind of a running board on this thing. but thinking I'm gonna leave this one a little short. I'm got to do some running around, so yeah. I don't know if I want to tackle the box the next round or we continue in the front. Part of me is we got a little bit of warm weather, so it'd be nice to go to that S10, the donor, and cut the firewall out right where all the pedal assembly and stuff goes, because it would be nice to get all the pedals and everything into the truck. Maybe we have to just go straight to doing some quick floor patches, because I believe we're going to need to know where our feet have got to go in order to do the steering and a few things like that. I mean, it's in this zone. I'm guessing this thing came, you know, it's kind of towed down into this area, so we'll kind of, we have some flat panel, but I think that goes down there. I might have one of these panels, but there's so many holes in it. This is one of those scenarios it's better just to make something new. So we might have to, or we might get into some cardboard CAD and just make up this little plate, and then we can basically just build the floor. May as well just do it. Needs to get done. Got a little bit of patchwork over there. This side's not so bad. Yeah. Progress. Baby steps. Gotta do little things. But the motor's in. It's in where it's gonna stay. Just gotta do some gaskets, but because this thing all opens, it's pretty relatively easy to get at all this stuff to do all the things. That thing is pretty gnarly. I guess I'm gonna have to make a patch for this. Doesn't really affect steering, but that definitely is gonna need a little bit of patch of work. It feels good there, just, I don't know why. I guess that was underneath the bumper. You can see inside they actually have a ton load of bracing and stuff for that. This side's not so bad. Just hanging out. Hey, smile. I got you up. Got you up for no reason. Anyways, folks, I think that is where we are going to leave this one. As always, good one. As always, I want to thank you all for watching, and we will catch you on the next one. Later.